औज़ुबिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम इन तंसुरुल्लाह व यंसुरकुम व युसब्बित अक़दामकुम। नाज़रीन, आज हमारे प्रोग्राम में डॉक्टर अब्दुल हई पटेल साहब, जो कि टोरंटो की मेरे ख़्याल में सबसे एक्सपीरियंस और सबसे इंटरेक्टिव शख्सियत, 50 इयर्स इन्होंने गुजारे टोरंटो में। और कौन सा ऐसा शोबा ज़िंदगी है जिसमें अब्दुल हई पटेल साहब की खिदमात को एक बड़ी नुमायाँ हैसियत हासिल है हर लिहाज से। गवर्नमेंट के शोबाजात से लेके सिटी काउंसिल में और मुख्तलिफ़ इंस्टीट्यूट्स में, हॉस्पिटल्स में, और जो हमारे स्ट्रीट के मसाइल हैं उनसे लेके फिर नेबरहुड के मसाइल, फिर सिटी में नुमाइंदगी, और फिर प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट में पटेल साहब का एक किरदार, और फेडरल गवर्नमेंट में एक आवाज़ है हमारी कम्युनिटी की। अल्लाह ताला इनको सलामत रखे और हम सब को इनके जो इन्होंने एक लाइंस मुतय्यन की हैं कि भाई किस तरह से अपने टाइम को यूज़ किया जाए और इंसानियत की खिदमत और भलाई के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जाए। आज हमारे दरमियान मौजूद हैं, हम इनकी मौजूदगी से फ़ायदा उठाते हैं और आप समाअत फरमाइए जनाब डॉक्टर अब्दुल हई पटेल साहब को।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मुजाहिद साहब, आपने तारुफ हफ्ते की स्पीच बना दी इंट्रोडक्शन में। Thank you for calling me, to giving me this opportunity to speak. I will be speaking in English, inshallah. And based on my knowledge and experience, I want to share some my thoughts on economic empowerment of Muslims in Canada, an area that we have not yet so much advanced in economically. We have, alhamdulillah, there are Muslim millionaires as well in the community, but not compared to other immigrants who have come to this country. So if I can begin in this, that Islam is a religion that regulates all aspects of life, but the efforts to survive depends on our thoughts and actions. They can lead us to attain prosperity and self-sufficiency or poverty. Anything we do can result in either way our actions, how good we can do. Living this life forces us to choose, even take risk for survival, but everyone aims to lead a life with dignity and sufficiency. Allah has not placed any limitation on us as to how much wealth we can acquire as long as it is through halal means. He has also exhorted us to seek His bounty by traveling the globe. قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانْظُرُوا. Travel in the land and see how He originated creation. This brought many of us to this country for brighter economic future, freedom, and safety. Muslim community in Canada is over 180 years old, according to recent records. But I can say that it is only 60 years old, as most people started to arrive from 1963, when the immigration was opened for the first time for all people of the world. Before, it was limited to Europeans only. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil illa an takuna tijaratan an tawadin minkum. O ye who believe, squander not your wealth among yourselves in vanity, except it be a trade by mutual consent. Chapter 4, verse 29. Our community's growth from few hundreds in the early 20th century to over 1 million now, with more than half of them living in GTA. Most of us have come to seek better economic future, while a small percentage of came as entrepreneurs. If I am to ask this question, what is the financial strength of Muslims in Canada today? What will be the answer? In my opinion, it can be said very powerful, moderate, or weak. It can be all of the above or one of the three, depending on what province or city in Canada you live in. However, if we look at City of Toronto's map and compare population demography with poverty neighborhoods, we will find high percentage of Muslim population living in poverty. This has been also proven by 2 reports from York University, Ornstein report as it is called. This is further evidenced by numbers at some local food bank. For example, Flemington Community Food Bank, of which I was a chair for a few years, until about 3 years ago, which serves over 1,500 people a month. 75% or so are Muslims. I am a witness to the growth of Muslim population in Canada for now 50 years. Some of our early settlements in the 20th century, such as in Alberta and Ontario, Muslims have done well to establish themselves economically in various commercial areas. However, Muslim immigration in Canada is a continuous process. From skilled immigrants in the 60s and early 70s to arrival of refugees and sponsored relatives to this day. So, like every newcomer to Canada, there is always a struggle to put food on the table for the family and to uplift their financial position. Some by luck or hard work have attained success in businesses, but they are still not at the level of other commercial enterprises. On the other hand, Muslims' investment for meeting their Islamic needs outweighs other immigrant communities because they put priority for preservation of their faith. I recall former finance minister, federal finance minister that is, Honorable Michael Wilson, saying to us in a private conversation that Muslims are very resourceful and contribute a lot. Our donation really goes quite far. In my estimation, it exceeds $20 to $30 million annually. Our donations combined with social justice causes and masajids, etc., establishing Masjid Musalla and its renovation expansion will be major components of this amount. Does this mean that we are only concerned about building akhirah and preservation of Islam in the coming generations? Yes, we should be, but we also have to ensure the economic future of the community. Economically, weak communities have in the past and at present caused abdicating the faith, culture, and engaged in illegal activities, often resulting in ghettos and high-risk neighborhoods. Take Jewish communities example up here in Canada. Up to 1956, no insurance company would hire a Jew. Today, they own many of those companies. Up to 1960, Jews could not enter Faculty of Medicine, so they pooled their resources to establish York University and establish hospitals like Mount Sinai in Toronto and Jewish General Hospital in Montreal, as well as world-renowned geriatric hospital and research center, Baycrest on Bathurst. Their successes came in 2 ways beside hard work: financial literacy and education. Our community lags in both. In the 90s, at University of Toronto, about 25 students in various disciplines graduated with honors, but couldn't find jobs. They were looking for Muslim employers, but discovered that only businesses they found were grocery and halal meat shops. Today, in the situation has changed a little, but we still have far to go in commercial enterprises for economic empowerment. I have coined the phrase in the 90s, survival of a spiritual strength depends on our economic strength. And this is very true, that our survival of spiritual strength depends on our economic strength. Allah says in the Quran, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. There has to be a group of people among you who call people towards good and bid the fair and forbid the unfair, and it is these who are successful. Chapter 3, verse 104. This verse is often interpreted in a limited form that excludes activities like helping to empower people for making their life better. Only spiritual aspect is addressed from this verse. It can include guiding them to halal way of earning daily bread, starting and running businesses, etc. In other words, economic empowerment of the society is included, zakat and sadaqah can not only be the avenues for helping others, it can also empower them. The Korean community in GTA is another example. In the 70s, they helped Koreans establish convenience stores, which many of them own to this day. These were done by individuals lending and borrowing money from banks and other sources. We need to look at our own history of Ansars of Medina, how they helped Meccan refugees, Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in. Here in Canada, we have similar opportunities for helping new immigrants and refugees coming to make their lives in a safe environment. In the light of above verse, I would like to suggest following steps. Organize sessions with qualified professionals on financial literacy. It can include saving money, wise investments, business opportunities. Muslim entrepreneurs should be asked to help conduct some of these sessions. They should not be limited to masajids, but rather hold them in private or public facilities where both men and women will feel free to come and speak openly. Establish partnership with people you can trust. Pooling resources will provide a strong basis for investment. Educate them on contract laws of this country. Allah says in the Quran that make a contract. I know when some of the Muslim businesses that I have mediated, they had no written contract. And when there was a dispute, they had to prove that they were partners. So this is our Islamic requirement. And Canada has good contract laws as well. Allah says in the Quran, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, and help ye one another in righteousness and piety, but help ye not one another in sin and rancor. Another point is start investment club among friends and families. Don't dream of becoming a millionaire overnight. If you are a successful entrepreneur, guide others and train others. Examine the failure and success rate of Muslim-owned businesses. Often we lack business skills to compete in an age of monopoly, oligarchy, and duopoly. These are few suggestions I can offer. There are more others can think of, that how we can empower our community in the coming years. We have a high level of poverty in the community. As I mentioned, one example of food bank, there are other areas of the city as well. And this is something that we need to look at for a betterment of the future of Muslim community. Jazakallahu khairan. Aqulu qawli hadha wa astaghfirullah lakum wa lisa'iril muslimin wa astaghfiruhu innahu al-ghafurur rahim.